Greetings and welcome to the Reparenting Daily podcast. In this podcast, we'll dive deep into reparenting, exploring all of the tools and resources that you'll need to help you along your journey. This podcast is divided into 3 sections. The first is a daily reading. The second is a discussion of the reading followed by suggested journal prompts. And the last section is a peaceful meditation for closing. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening from whenever and wherever you're joining us today. I'm so glad that you're here as we continue on this journey of self-expansion and growth. If this is your first time, welcome. Before we dive in, a quick reminder. Like, share, and subscribe to this podcast on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. Your support here helps spread the word and grow this community of self-reparenting. Now for a few updates. First, I'm excited to introduce our Patreon community, where for a small monthly fee, you can join us for 3 weekly reparenting support meetings. Sundays, we have a guided meditation for emotional grounding. On Tuesdays, we have a book club discussion for deeper discussions and growth. And on Thursdays, we have open topic conversations for real-time support on any topics that may come up. You can find all of the details about what's included in this community by going to the Reparenting Daily website and checking out the community tab. In addition, we now have a WhatsApp support group, a global network of fellow travelers available anytime you need encouragement, guidance, or a simple connection. This is just one of the many ways we're building a strong, supportive space for your reparenting journey. The next announcement is that I've just released my first few books. The first is the Reparenting Daily Journal, a structured 365-day guide to help you work through reparenting day by day. Starting in 2025, each month focuses on a key theme with weekly sub-themes. The Reparenting Daily podcast episodes align with the journal, making it an interactive and immersive experience to help you stay focused and ensure real progress this year. Now for the next announcement, I'm thrilled to introduce Fairy Tales for Reparenting Daily, a collection of 3 books inspired by Jungian analysis, mythology, philosophy, psychology, and most importantly, the work of Marie-Louise von Franz. These short, simple stories are designed to help you reconnect with your inner child and experience healing through storytelling. What makes these books unique? Well, at the end of each story, there's a deep dive analysis exploring its themes, explored by journal prompts to help you reflect on how these lessons relate to your personal journey. All of these books are now available on Amazon, so go ahead and take a look and support this project. Reparenting is a journey of growth, iterative change, and continuous improvement. Much like nurturing the bonsai tree, it requires patience, care, consistency, and attention. Thanks for being here and supporting this work, and for committing on your journey of self-expansion. Now, without further ado, let's dive into today's practice. Today's reading is from the Cleveland Health Clinic. It's an article or a blog. It's entitled Emotions, How to Express What Do You Feel? Just as a reminder, we're in May, and the theme is emotional regulation. We're in week 3, which is May 15th until the 21st. And the theme for this week is expressing emotions healthily. How to express what you feel. Enjoyment, sadness, disgust, fear, and anger are just the beginning of your emotions. We all have feelings. One moment we might be happy, while the next we feel sad. And sometimes we might feel scared. There's plenty of other emotions in between, and we might even have mixed emotions, feeling more than one emotion at the same time. And while we use words like sad, happy, scared to describe how we feel, what does it really mean to have an emotion? Psychologist Shavonda Childs explains the 5 basic emotions and why it's important to talk about them. What are emotions? Emotions are complex. We can experience a wide range of emotions each day. Those emotions defined as feelings or behaving a certain way, typically because of the environment we're in or towards specific things, events, or situations. For example, if your hometown soccer team loses a game, you might feel sadness and disappointed. Or if you're celebrating a child's birthday, you might feel happiness and joy. While the idea of emotions has been around and studied for centuries, during the 1970s, a psychologist and researcher defined a list of emotions that we use as the building blocks of all of our feelings. And our ideas and views around emotion continue to evolve. In fact, research suggests that there are 27 different categories of emotion. Simply put, our emotions are about how we feel about people, places, things, or situations. Dr. Charles explains. Sometimes we can have a physical reaction with our emotions. I often say emotions are not a good or bad thing, they just are. The article then goes into the 5 basic emotions. I will skip this because we mostly know what this is. So the first one that they have here is enjoyment. The next is sadness. The next is disgust. And the last one is fear. Anger. How to talk about your emotions. To get better at communicating how you feel with family, friends, or coworkers, Dr. Childs offers the following tips. Your feelings are real and valid, so it's best if you acknowledge them. The goal is to accept how you feel without passing judgment or punishing those feelings. Remember, we all have good and bad days. It's how you deal with those negative emotions that can affect your mental health. For example, denying how you feel can cause more harm than good, resulting in unhealthy behavior. A recent study found that people who perceive feelings like sadness, fear, and anger as bad tend to have more anxiety and depression than others who perceive those same bad emotions as appropriate and healthy. Emotions are not good or bad, they just are, Dr. Child reiterates. It's what we do with our emotions that can become the problem. Holding in negative emotions may have a negative effect on our mood and our behavior. If we release our emotions via journaling, screaming to a pillow, or talking to someone we trust, we have released that energy and made space for more positive energy and emotions to take root. Describe your emotions. Once you get a hang of accepting your feelings, the next step is to describe your emotions. You can simply do this by saying it out loud or even writing in a journal. This can help you talk to others about what you're feeling and help you to get your thoughts in order. And you don't have to get caught up in writing long journal entries or diving into in-depth conversations about your feelings. Just even assigning a single word like hurt, scared, can reduce the intensity of your emotions significantly. My suggestion is to try to put your emotions into words first. Try and understand how you really feel and how you want to convey this to others, advises Dr. Childs. Also remember, sometimes there are no exact words. This allows you to think about how you feel and edit and rewrite as much as you'd like until it's expressed to the best of your ability. This let you soothe the rough edges and articulate yourself eloquently. Practice sharing. Practice, practice, practice. Getting into the habit of expressing your emotions, even just a simple daily check-in with yourself, can be beneficial. As you become more comfortable with talking about your feelings, you can dive into more thoughtful and meaningful conversations with your loved ones. It's important for us to share our feelings so that others can understand us and our perspectives. It helps us communicate more effectively with others, says Dr. Childs. One of the biggest problems in relationships is a lack of or miscommunication. The more we practice sharing our feelings, the better our communication may be. Better communication can solve a plethora of issues and build better relationships. And don't judge. We mentioned this briefly above, but it's worth repeating. Do not judge yourself or others. All of your feelings are valid. Even if you don't agree with how someone else feels, don't reject their emotions and avoid using phrases like "don't worry." That undermines how they feel. Research shows that being supportive of others' feelings can help regulate their emotions better, improve how you cope with feelings, and reduce conflict. Remember, all feelings are valid. They are not right or wrong. The other thing to consider is feelings aren't facts. They're feelings, says Dr. Childs. Judgment can make one feel they are right or wrong and lead to people not sharing and thus shutting down communication. Subsequently, lack of communication breaks down relationships and inhibits growth. Dr. Childs shares what to do if you disagree with someone and how they feel. We can simply say, "I'm sorry you feel that way," or "I'm having a hard time understanding you," or "I'm having a hard time understanding why you feel that way. Can we talk more about it?" This validates their feelings, allows us to keep ours, and fosters communication. It's a win-win. There's no doubt that the range of emotions we may feel on each day is complicated, but our emotions are there to help us consider how we interact with others and the decisions we make. Learning to effectively identify and then communicate how we feel can help us have deeper, meaningful conversations with those around us. Our emotions are one of the first ways we learn to communicate to the world. They're a way of expressing our inner selves. Emotions can color how we see the world as well as influence how we make decisions, says Dr. Childs. Therefore, having the freedom and space, a safe space to express our emotions in a positive manner is important, as in being receptive to another's emotions. In such situations, we don't understand another's emotions. Let's sit and talk about a perspective and find common ground. Diversity of thoughts, feeling, and emotions can bring about creative ways of communication and problem solving. That's it for today. Welcome back. Welcome back. Today's reading is How to Express Emotions, or How to Express What You Feel, supports this week's theme of expressing emotions healthily by offering practical and compassionate breakdown of emotional understanding and expression. It opens by reinforcing that emotions are not inherently good or bad, they simply are. We learn that while we offer others broad labels like happy or sad, our emotional landscape is far more complex. There are 5 universally recognized core emotions: enjoyment, sadness, disgust, fear, and anger. And within each of these lies a deeper emotional spectrum. Dr. Childs emphasizes that recognizing these emotions in ourselves and others requires mindfulness, body awareness, and, above all, non-judgmental acceptance. This article offers the tools and perspectives to build emotional literacy and interpersonal effectiveness. Accepting our emotions without suppression, describing them, using an expanded vocabulary, and practicing emotional sharing can lead to a better communication, healthier relationships, and improvement to well-being. Importantly, the article reminds us that feelings are not facts. They are experiences that help us interpret and respond to the world. By learning to recognize, name, and express emotions with honesty and without judgment, we give ourselves and others the permission to be fully human and create space for connection, healing, and growth. As we look at the first journal prompt, number 1, which of the 5 core emotions, enjoyment, sadness, disgust, fear, anger, have I experienced most this week, and how did I express or suppress it? Number 2, what is one emotion I often judge in myself or others, and where do I take that judgment comes from? And number 3, how can I practice expressing my emotions more clearly and kindly with the people I care about? That's it for today. As always, thanks so much for being here. Take care of yourself, and please do be well. Welcome back. Welcome back. Now, this is the third and final section of the daily podcast. This is your silent meditation. Please go ahead and find a space where you can be comfortable and undisturbed, where you can relax and spend some time with yourself for this 10-minute silent meditation. You can choose to be sitting, standing, lying down, or in whatever position makes you comfortable today. Take a moment to simply be with yourself. Focus on your breath and gently connect with each part of your body. If thoughts arise, don't let them overwhelm you. Just observe them without attachment. Imagine them as leaves drifting down atop a river, passing by without needing your engagement. Stay present, grounded, and open to this moment, no matter what time you are listening and practicing this meditation. Namaste.